And hello to all my Virgo friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for April 2023. Now today they've dialed up for my great Virgos, a storyline spread. It's a great spread for these general readings because it casts a very wide net across the entire sign of Virgo. We're going to be telling multiple stories, which allows me to be very accurate, sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 different stories for different Virgos going through different things in April. It is a great spread for these general readings because there's going to be a story in there that is right for you. I've had multiple people tell me before that sometimes multiple stories do and will resonate with them, and that's fine if it does, but at the end of the day, we're looking for that story that's all about you. That's all we care about here. That is going to be the home run for you, and that is our goal, and we will do that here today. They've asked that I conclude your reading here, Virgo, with animal totems, which is a bunch of fun, and especially if you saw the shenanigans of last month's animal totem, which you're getting another one. You get another set of 2, actually. Last month it was 1, and now we're moving into 2. So this is a transitional animal totem where they're saying, hey, we're going to go out of this energy from this animal and go into the energy from this one. So it's transitional. Can't wait to see what that's all about. Also going to conclude your reading with a rune stone, and you know that storyline spread, they can talk about anything they want in it, so the floor is wide open. The microphone is being handed to Spirit. Let's see what they have to say in it. So let's get started. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save us all a bunch of time, and now I'm going to bring you in the overhead camera so you can watch. I like to share my table with you guys and show you what's going on, what I'm working with. I did manage to, my phone pooped out on me, so I'm working with a temporary phone that I'm not used to using. So hopefully it gets the job done and works for us here today. That's all we really needed to do. There we go. We should be on and recording if we're lucky, I guess. So these are my ritual cuts. What I'm doing here is cutting each deck into thirds and then putting them back together in a separate order that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. It is the same procedure for personal private reading, so it's just like you're here with me now. I'm using my traditional deck is what I call it here for you today. This is very good for facing, so usually this creates smaller storyline spreads, but you never know when Spirit's in control, so let's see what we got for you here. The storyline spreads start with 5 cards, and then I expand out from there where I need to go. Okay, so pretty much all money and work, that's all they want to talk about here for Virgos so far. We're not done yet, we're close, but that last facing is not absolute, so I'm going to keep going. There's my end, and I know that because the Fool card is looking left, so that brackets me off like that, and this should all be on camera, hopefully, with a little bit of luck. And you can see it all. Now I'm going to get the, check the inverts. Not enough. Okay, good. Pairings need to get together here. Sometimes this becomes challenging, but Spirit kind of set this up very nicely for you guys because what we did here is we go 2, 2, 2. So we're going to be looking at 3 different stories here for different Virgos. Going through different situations, mostly about money, mostly about work, and a little bit of health sprinkled in there too. So what I need now are some more cards. I need some... Well, these are 2 pips. Those are minor energy cards, very descriptive, but we need one more to kind of finish that story. We need the same idea for here, one more for these 2 pip cards. And then down here we have a major arcana with the Fool. He's going to get 2 cards to describe him, what he's talking about, and that one's good to go. So we got 3 kind of smaller stories that are looking like this essentially. Now we have some definite blockages, but first I need to get an angel card for every story. Get one here. That came in inverted too, so that is going to make that, we're going to have to get a discard there to see if Spirit wants to upright the whole thing. The angel card here also is inverted, which makes that 3 out of 4 also need a discard there. And then down here, it's not going to matter what this one is, so I'm just going to put it up so I can see it. So that story is complete. Now going over here, I'm going to move the camera around so you guys can see everything close up too in just a sec. I need to discard both of these, so I'm putting these both upright no matter what because I only read the Oracle Angel cards upright. The Tarot cards, the smaller ones, the 78, those I read upright and inverted, and it changes those definitions from 78 into 156. I believe that is a big part of my accuracy, is that I give Spirit more definition, more vocabulary to use with what they're trying to get through. Imagine, getting messages through with just 78 words. Well, at least if you double it, makes it a little easier, right? So here's the discard here. Spirit here says leave that one alone. This one, Spirit says leave it alone. So we are actually ready to go, Virgo. I'm going to show you up close. Yank that off of there. This is going to be story 1. Story 1 right there. We're going to move story 2 right there. And we're going to conclude with story 3, which is the biggest of the group. Story 3 right there. Get that glare out of your face there so you can see everything what's going on. And we're ready to go, Virgo. So time to go. I'm going to be auto-playing that synchronistic loop. I told you it kind of gave away the for those of you who didn't see last month, there was a very interesting phenomena that happened that I call a synchronistic loop. And that happened between the Virgo and the Scorpio readings, both during animal totems. So going to be interesting to see what we have here today. And that phenomena is captured, and I kind of put it all together in a video very nicely for you. That will autoplay so you can see spirit working in mysterious ways if you don't already know. So let's get to your reading, guys. Story 1. Let's start at the beginning. Story 1. Story 1 talks about first, really kind of going on the offensive with something. So a lot of you are, let me put it this way. If you are one of the Virgos who is going after something brand new with work, you could very well be with me in Story 1. These are changes going on, or at least changes that you are going after, pursuing, and chasing. It doesn't mean that you've attained it. It means that you're going after it. So if you're applying for a new job, you're trying to get a promotion, something like that, you're trying to start a side business, all that kind of stuff would fall under Story 1. And that's your attachment card. That's what they're describing as going on. Now what shows next is that it's the second greatest card in the deck. This is my 10 of Cups. The problem is, it is on a block. It is inverted. So this should feel more happy than it does. A little bit more joyous. Why is it not joyous? Probably because you're chasing what you're trying to do instead of having it already be there. Okay, so you're trying to hunt this down. You're trying to chase it. We're trying to basically just do this. A little bit of switcheroo, get this invert turned around so this joyous energy is just kind of coming at you. And this is good, joyous family type of energy too. So maybe just move into a workplace where you feel like you can take care of your family, or you feel like the people you work with are like family, something like that could be part of this story. But that's what they show, is that we're just trying to unlock this. It's just locked energy. It is bound up on a delay, maybe just not here yet. Now what they show next is a really good fortuitous thing for money. I did say that some of this stuff can be about health. I don't think this is. And, Spirit kind of trumps over that by saying, we got prosperity for your angel card. So in case there was any debate on whether this was about money or not, we're just going to give you like a woman carrying a bunch of gold, okay, to make it very clear. So that's what they show. So we have great credit come in here. This is good energy for moving money around, buying things, loaning it to people for some of you, getting money back from loans, whatever this is. We have good movement of money, very healthy. Putting it into good places, though, is what comes up. Very good. So that may be what you're going after. Maybe some of you have to put money into something for work to get to what you need. Maybe you need like a new uniform. Maybe you need a new vehicle for what you're doing for work. It depends on what you do, right? So that's what they show here, is we got very good energy for this change. We just need to unlock this great stuff that's coming up there. It's just in potential. It's just right behind the curtains, So when we have prosperity come in here, it says in the card directly that your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. So it's basically saying your needs are covered. You're good. You're going to have abundance. Maybe not abundance, but you're going to be prosperous with or without the money. You're going to have enough to get your nut covered. Okay, so you're going to have enough to pay the bills. You're not going to be stressed out about like, how am I going to pay for the internet? Or how am I going to do this? It's like, you're going to get the main things covered here. You don't need to freak out about it or worry about it. That indicates that a lot of you Virgos are, if you're here with me in Story 1. So Spirit is saying, it's okay. It's going to be all right, guys. Don't worry about it. But at the same time, you got to be smart with what you're doing, because we have that good energy coming in there, and we don't want to change that one. We don't want that one to be inverted and change that into bad credit. We want that to stay good credit. So that's Story 1. Let's get into Story 2, guys. Story 2, Virgo, we start with new business, this can be new projects, new home projects too. So a lot of you, if you're doing something like that, this is your attachment here into Story 2. The story is all about you. It's new. It is the Ace of Wands. It is new projects, new work. Your work corner is a big place too, guys. It's not just your JOB. For most people, it is, but not for everybody. Some people are retired. You still have a work corner. You have hobbies and interests that fall under the work corner. Let's say you're going back to college, work corner. You want to learn something new, work corner. So all these things, guys, entrepreneurship, starting new things. So something new out of that, what I just talked about, is what they talk about in Story 2. Now they talk about getting over being beaten up a little bit here. So does that mean that you are physically hurt? For some of you, yes. For others of you, you're getting over being beaten down from maybe your job, your prior job, you're trying to start something new with work. Or if they're talking about this being a home project or a home renovation, let's say you're really beaten up by, you had to scrape all this wallpaper out of the kitchen. And that was tedious. That was terrible. Oh man, that really beat you up. That just ruined your whole weekend. Okay, so that's the kind of energy that they talk about. The next thing they show here is easy work, easy money, and easy health too. This is probably the story that they're talking about health. So things are just smooth here, Virgo. So when we get over this injury health bump, which most of you either are or have, things get very good, okay? Either whether it's about money or whether it's about health. We are on a smooth transition here. Now here's what they tell you. Patience. It always makes me laugh when it comes up because patience is so difficult to learn. It's even harder to master. It's called a virtue for a reason, because most people are really terrible and suck at patience. It's just, go drive on the road, on a busy road, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So it says in the card specifically here, directly, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. So it's letting you know you gotta calm it out a little bit here. Don't be stressing out. Don't be expecting quick results. It's going to take some time here, and you got to be patient. Because if you're not, guess what? Nothing's going to change. All that's going to happen is that you're just going to get yourself in a stressed out state of mind. You're just going to drive yourself crazy. Why? Because you're impatient? Well, that's not going to speed up the timeline. That's not going to make things happen quicker. That's not going to help you get healthier quicker or get into this easy money or easy health quicker. It's not. That's not how things work. So you got to be patient. So you just got to buy your time. And that's okay. It's basically saying that there's no rush here. And don't expect it to happen quick. Now, before we get into story 3, which is your big one, I do want to cut away for the moon cycles so I can tell you about specifically the new moon. The new moon is going to be huge for Virgo, and I know that because I'm kind of peeking ahead in your reading. And we also had new energy happen in story 2. So anytime we have that is new moon energy, I got to tell you about those moon cycles and the new gemstone in the story. Then we're going to come back and hit this story number 3. Okay guys, it is moon cycle forecast time. Very simple set of moon cycles this month. Going to be a very quick pull. Also going to tell you about a brand new gemstone in the shop. But first, those moon cycles. The moon cycles are starting to move through earlier in the months. So now we have the full moon that hits first in April. That comes through April 6th. That is the peak, which basically means from April 1 through about the 10th, it's going to be very strong energy for getting things out of your life. That is what the full moon does. I call it the garbage truck of the universe. Get anything out of your life that you don't want there. Use that energy to your benefit. It's already out there. The energy's already there with the moon. Might as well use it to your benefit. Much easier to walk downstairs than walk upstairs, swim downstream than swim against the current. That's what the moon cycles do for you. So it doesn't matter what you're trying to get out of your life either. The universe does not care whether this is breaking habits, whether this is getting rid of people. Some of you actually have to get rid of people and some cordage in your life, and all that stuff doesn't matter what it is. Much better placed early in April. Even if it's cleaning out a closet, a garage, getting rid of old things, maybe you got to sell something. That is all full moon energy, much better placed early in April. Adversely, we have the new moon, which comes through April 20th. April 20th is the key there. I can't say to focus on bringing new stuff in the end of the month anymore, because the 20th is moved up far enough here where, the end of the month is getting more back into some full moon energy. So the focus for bringing new things into your life, manifesting in things that weren't there before, is the 3rd week of April. April 20th is the apex. It doesn't have to be on the 20th though. Any kind of time around there. Let's call it the 15th through the 25th. Pretty strong vibration there for bringing new things in, whether you're trying to attract brand new love, whether you're trying to do something new with work, get a new job, do something new in the health corner, or do something new with your money. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's brand new, it's much better placed under the new moon, peaking on April 20th, but anytime right around there is key. And like I said, don't wait too long into the month to get something new going, because if you do, you're going to bump into that full moon energy eking its way through from May, and we don't want to do that. So that is your moon cycles, guys. Like I said, short and sweet there, but let's talk about the gemstone. I'm really proud to bring this one to you here. This is the first gemstone that is in the shop that is actually a permanent part of the Scott Sagent table, and it's right here. It's a little piece of sodalite. Sodalite is the gemstone for this month of April that we are releasing and debuting for the month. And sodalite is, I call it my wisdom stone. It is good for many different things. I'm going to be posting that on the shop page of my little research bracket there, my little graphic with all the great things sodalite does for health, for metaphysics, and for the whole bit. I call it my wisdom stone. It's sitting right underneath my ruby record keeper. So we have wisdom on top of wisdom there. And this is a wonderful stone that you guys will enjoy. And the full write-up is available on scottsagent.com. Check that out. You guys will love it. Let's get back to your reading. Okay, Virgo, I am back. Story number 3 time. The attachment card to story 3 is taking great pride into something. You guys are really just, you know what? This is the time here in April that I'm going to just get all this stuff done. I'm going to get everything checked off the list. You know what? I just want to be in a place where I can just breathe here a little clearer. And that is happening here for you in Story 3 in April. If that sounds like something you're doing or have plans to do, taking great pride in something. This can be hobbies and interests too, but it's not that for everybody. So what is this that you're taking great pride in? Well, the energy of the card is a person who has just constructed a masterpiece, like a mural or a structure, building, something like that, that he is very proud of. And in that same way, they're saying you are taking that same amount of pride in something that you're doing in April. So that's what they show. Great energy. The next thing they show is the Fool card, which is sounds bad, but it's not. It means new journey. It's the Journeyman card. So something new is going on. You guys are going down a new path here, and it is very exciting. It's a lot of new stuff going on. This does come with a conservative message, though, Virgo, so keep that in mind. Because the Fool is walking along the edge of a cliff in this card, in this deck, and in many other decks. So it's very beautiful landscape. It looks great, but you know what? You're at the edge of a cliff, so you don't want to slip. You don't want to step on a rock and have it, tumble down, and you tumble down with it. We don't want any of that stuff happening. So it's a message to be safe. Play it a little safe here with this new journey. Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, things are going good, but you know what? You got to still have your eyes open. You got to be aware of your footing step by step, okay? It's steps, guys. They show new with the Ace of Swords. So we have the second time aces came up for your reading, Virgo. Lots of new stuff in April for a lot of my great Virgos. Ace of Swords is new inspirations, ideas, creative endeavors. It's like a light bulb going off in your head. It's just like, one day you're just inspired to do blank. You know what? I never thought about traveling to Bali before, but now I think I should do that later this year. Or, hey, maybe I should go start a business for myself. Or maybe I should go and start riding my bike, get some exercise. So whatever this light bulb effect that goes on here is what they're talking about in Story 3, and it's divination. It's saying, you're divinely inspired here in Story 3. There is the Home card upside down. That is kind of the only booger bear in here. Only thing I would be slightly worried about is that they show the home upside down, but it could just mean that a lot of you are trying to put money into the home, trying to fix up something with the home. The home is getting attention here in Story 3. Money is being put into it, energy, resources, that whole thing. We go back to the card before, the Fool card, so be just safe with this, okay? So don't do anything crazy. It's not like, spend your whole retirement on the project of redoing your garage. Probably not the best way to do that, okay? So something like that would be very, very a liberal, very way too much approach. We got to reel it in a little bit here. Got to be a little conservative with that, okay? So whatever you're doing with the house, just, go on the low end of it, I would say. I gave an example to another sign this month. If you're getting your roof done, you want to get some estimates, you want to get some quotes. You just don't want to go with the first person that comes out. But, they usually say take the middle quote, because then you're not getting cheap labor and you're not getting somebody ripping you off, right? Well, here, when they show this, it makes me feel like you guys actually maybe should be going the lower quote here, okay? So, play it safe, conservative. Well, I guess, playing it safe could be taking the middle one too. So you got to use your own kind of judgment on this and go with your gut too, because they show crystal clear intention next. With my Archangel Michael card, it is the big angel, and he's saying here, be clear about what you desire, focus on it with unwavering faith. That F word. So you want to be very clear about what you're trying to do here, and the universe is going to help patchwork it together for you in ways that really benefit you. So I go back to the conservative approach with kind of the home. It's just saying play it safe. So maybe for some of you, safe would be going with the high estimate, going with the full, buying the best paint if you're redoing a room, buying the best equipment to do whatever this project is or whatever it is that you care about here. So, different strokes for different folks. Whatever that means to you is they're saying play it safe. So I'm going to leave it at that for you. So that concludes the storyline. Very nice reading there for my Virgos. Now I'm going to grab the rune stone before I do the animal totem. They're already mixed up. I give one more swirl though, just to be thorough here. And here we go, the runestone for Virgo. It's going to be this one right here. I don't see this one very much. And you think that I would because it's huge compared to my other ones. You think, I'd grab the biggest ones like more likely than the small ones, but I don't see this one very much. And this is the runestone of Gateway. It does come up here and there, but not often. So Gateway is basically saying here that there is an opening here. Another way of saying opportunity. Opportunity here for you. Well, let's go through the different stories. A gateway in story number 1, this opportunity for work. They're saying, hey, you need to go after this. A lot of you already are, but this is your opportunity. This is your opening. This is your chance. Story number 2, gateway, is whatever new you're trying to do with this work, business, enterprise thing to move in, getting over injury too. So it's like this, here's this opportunity of good health. Here's this opportunity, like what are you going to do with this good health? It makes me feel like, you don't want to wait too long to retire because then you're old and you can't get around as much. You want to do things when you have this easy flow. That's what they show here. So easy money, easy health. It's good window of opportunity to do things. If it's just easy, talk about easy money, even better, because now you don't have to worry about things. You have this flow, you have this opportunity now. Now you can buy something you maybe couldn't before. Okay, so gateway in story 3, this opportunity in story 3 is for whatever energy is being put in the home environment, as well as what you're taking pride in. So this is the opportunity to do it. It looks like you guys already are. So I don't really have to do much coaching here. You guys are in good shape here, Virgo, and I like what I see. So let's grab that animal totem. In fact, 2 animal totems, and then we'll conclude what has been a very interesting reading for Virgo. I can do both of those. Let me consult to my sheets, because I do not have them all memorized by heart. I have so many animal totems. It is a little bit excessive, truthfully. First animal totem we have moving out of will be a tiger. Moving out of tiger energy, and we are moving into, well, couldn't get any different here. This is moving into larva. Larva, like the baby stage of a beetle, like a larva. So it's not even like developed yet. Okay, so we're moving from a ferocious predator into a little helpless, crawling, in a lot of ways blind insect. Okay, so let's get away from the confrontation first of all. Tiger, very tough, strong animal. A lot of good things about a tiger, but you know what? This is not the time here in April. This is not the time to be ferocious. It is the time to be a little vulnerable here. And I'm not even sure where they're going with that, but they're telling it for a reason. So vulnerability, driving a little blind. So we go back to that F word again, the word of faith, having faith in what you have going on for you here, because just like the larva, he has very little control of his environment. So is he going to stress out about it? Or is he just going to do his thing and hope it all works out? Have that F word, right? So there are probably a billion. When we have such a discrepancy from one animal into the other, there's probably like a million things I could say about the two. I'm just trying to hit the main ones, from large into small. So also, not be big in your month. It's more of a background time for you. You don't have to be super active in April. It's more of a time to let things play out in front of you. And if there's anything else that I forgot that is relevant as far as huge that I just have to tell you about, I will put that in the text above my head, because sometimes things do occur to me later. Being put on the spot here, reading 2 different animals for an entire sign, very difficult to do, but I do my best in my translation for you. So that concludes what has been a very interesting reading for Virgo, and we have electricity this month too, which is always a plus for you seeing what is going on. And I'm going to autoplay that video at the end of this video so you can see that sync loop if you haven't already. It is quite amazing. If you have 10 minutes, it is worth your time. That concludes our reading today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future readings. I do these every single month, and have a great April.